left, good luck.
I always feel awkward starting off my videos, like every time. Gaming shoes. Sounds like a ridiculous notion, right? Until you start to think about how you're actually using your feet to play the game. In this case, any of these rally or racing games. And even then you might think it's ridiculous, you know, just wear socks or do your normal shoes. And I used to wear socks until my heels started to get irritated and kind of numb. I realized I had to do something about it, but the normal shoes are too bulky. So I found these things. They are a sim racing shoe, which again, some people might scoff at. However, I like them. I've been wearing them for, I don't even know how long now, weeks, maybe a little over a month. And at first it took some getting used to. Like I said earlier, I used to use socks and they would slide on the pedal base, whereas these stick. But they have a nice wraparound heel that you can sort of pivot your foot forwards on. And altogether, it feels pretty good. Once you get the hang of it, you feel how they slide and how they grip. So they've definitely fixed the problem of the tingling and numbness in my heels. Just spending too much time driving this thing. Didn't used to have the issue with my old setup before I got the sim, the rig, because the angle changed when I got the rig. It was more shallow. That's when I developed this issue. Oof. Still have not gotten the hang of speaking to the camera and driving without crashing. I may scrap this whole section and start again anyway. This is, oh man, I don't even remember what they're called. STRASSE ST180 or something. I'll find it up and put it on screen if I use this bit of footage. And they remind me of mat shoes, if you've ever had those before. Martial arts shoes or wrestling shoes. God, messed that up. They're very thin and quite flexible. You can still feel the pedals pretty well through them, and they breathe well. Their top surface is a sort of a mesh, and the sole is, well, I would not step in a puddle, I'll put it that way. There are holes that go right through, so even on a hot day, like in the 90s with no AC on in here, I'd say it's no issue. Feet were not overheating or anything. In fact, my chair was more uncomfortable in the heat than my shoes were. I've got a new camera mount set up. I bought a sort of like a party helmet, what do we call it? Like a costume helmet styled after World War II military helmets to mount the GoPro to. But all that weight on the front was too much, so I had to counterbalance it. The only thing I could find to counterbalance it right now is a tape measure. So I've got a tape measure double stick taped to the back of the helmet and the GoPro camera on the front of the helmet with multiple linkages to try to get in the right position. Overall, I mean, it seems to be okay. Way better than the headband I was using. That thing was uncomfortable. So now, I mean, I'm wearing, in order to drive my sim racing rig, see, this is ridiculous, right? I wear shoes and a helmet to drive my sim rig. Man, I wear shoes and a helmet. Let me show you. Let me show you. Look at this. Turn the screen off. A helmet, can you see that? Shoes and a helmet to drive the sim. Oh, and the gloves, yeah. It works though, it works. Excuses, but I am very conscious of this helmet on my head right now and the camera in front of my eyes. Nope. Not great. Where are my paddles? Alright, man. So one for the blooper reel, I guess. I'm gonna retire from the event and hope that the next one has dirt.
That's a shame. Hello, I'm Molly Pettit and
Ah, damn. Okay. I like Japan. This is one of my favorite street rallies. But I'm looking for dirt, man. Alright, I'm gonna try this out on a dirt stage.
Good luck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 4 left, opens, into crest, 60. 5 left short, over jump, 50, 6 left. And 6 right.
Oh god.
Long.
Wrecked. Restart.
Starts, 4 left.
Okay, scrap that last one.
5,
Here we go.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh god.
Go. 4 left.
It fell off. The helmet, this is not going well.
60, slight left, 80.
I was not joking earlier when I said I glued or taped a tape measure to the back of my helmet. It just fell off. Hopefully I can stick it back on again. Alright, I don't know how long it'll last. I need to find a better way of fixing it on there. Ultimately I need to find some better counterbalance. Restart that again. Focus, focus, focus.
Good luck.
To cut out a whole bunch of stuff. I gotta remember to cut out a bunch of stuff. Oh, okay, I remember that. Every freaking time I forget it. I forget it, and as soon as I go off, I realize, oh, that's where the freaking hay bale is. I can feel that tape measure moving around back there. I either need to pay better attention to her, or just drive this more so I can memorize it better.
Don't cut and 2 left. Tightens. And jump and 5 left. Into turn 1 left. Short. Into 6 right. 6 left. Don't cut.
Big
and
rock.
turn 2 right. Don't cut. 130. 4 right to stop. Okay, that's the 4
Okay.
21.8.
I don't think that was great though. Went into the bushes, crashed. Yeah, it was not great. Let's see. I'll get one run in, the 4C. Hopefully before the camera overheats again. I don't like overheating it. I don't think it's good for it. All in all, I am quite happy with these gaming shoes. These sim racing shoes that I got. I think they've served their purpose very well. They've held up after, well, I mean, I haven't had them for that long, a month and a half or so. They broke in nicely. They fit nicely. They've got a sort of like a, I don't know what to call it, a sort of lace system, like with a little ratchet. I wouldn't wear them outside. I mean, I had to go outside with them earlier, but I wouldn't wear them outside. I don't think that's at all what they're meant for. You don't want to wear them out. Also, if you step in something wet, your socks will get wet. It'll just go right through. Provided it's, you know, a ½ inch deep or so. Maybe less than that, I don't know. I think that it's definitely, it took a little bit of getting used to the different feel of the pedals and everything and how they move on the pedals, but it's better now than it was. I should say I prefer this to socks, and I didn't think that I would. I used to like how the socks would slide around, but that led to the issue I was having with my heel in the first place. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. I actually tried taping an insole to the pedal base. It didn't really help very much. That was my temporary solution to making it more comfortable for a while. That wasn't great right there. This company, it was called STRASSE. Turns out it's a Japanese company I thought at one point that I couldn't find a whole lot about them. They only have a few things available on Amazon and on their English website, but turns out they've got quite a catalog in the, sounds weird to call it JDM, but really it is the Japanese domestic market of sim racing products, I guess. They have quite a few things if you go to their Japanese website. I almost got the ones that were a little bit more like a sock, kind of. They were a slip-on, but they didn't have the right size at the time, so I bought these instead. They're a little bit more expensive than the others, but I feel like it was worth it. I really like this Alpha 4C on sport tires, sport softs. The way it moves and the way it slides a bit, it feels good. I also relatively recently started using this perspective. I used to always use the in-car, but I quite like this now. Information's all easily available. It's not the most realistic in that you're center seated, but not seeing the hood, I thought that would be the worst part of it. However, you don't really pay attention to the hood anyway when you're driving. You kind of tune it out in the same way that even though your nose is always in your line of sight, in your field of view, you don't notice that it's there until someone points it out. You're welcome, by the way. That's not great, not great, not great. Okay. But not having the hood being on the bumper cam, I've gotten used to it, and I quite like it. I like having the tach easily visible there. Speedometer, everything, it's nice. I do not like the hood view because I realize it's not actually a hood view, it's a roof view. It's too high up for me, it feels weird. I do like this view, as you might have noticed in the rally games. And this one I can't do this one. It just feels too weird to me. I imagine that the PSVR 2 interior view is probably pretty amazing though. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be a very quick run, but oh well. It's not about that right now. I'm trying to talk about the shoes, but I probably should have made a bullet point list or something. I'm also learning that with video creation, redundancy is good because I can always clip things out and still have something to use later to get my my idea across. I really like these 4Cs. I wonder though, if you were to buy one, if you have to be cautious because of the carbon tub. You don't want to buy one with cracks or anything. Carvana sells them from time to time. I don't know if they have a specialist that checks them over or not. This end section always lets me know how comfortable I feel with the car. To see how comfortable I feel with this one. It's right here. Yeah, I guess so. Some cars I just don't feel comfortable braking at the end there. I brake a little early because otherwise I get kind of squirrely.